If we could have everybody come sit and have a seat, please. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's 10:01. That's Mamie.
Let's start on time.
Yes. Is the live going, Kara? Okay. Yeah, please come have a seat if you could. Even our staff, NMPTEC Health staff, others, come have a seat. Hi, good morning. Okay, I would like to introduce, my name is Roberta Jose-Bisbee, and I would like to introduce Dr. Hartwig. She's our medical director, and she will be facilitating today, so I appreciate her as the master of ceremonies. So she'll be right up. Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can see everybody's face here. Gotta lost the line of sight. All right, I normally don't talk very loud, so can everybody hear me? Hear me okay? I'm gonna try to project today. Can do this. So, Tatsmewi, everyone, and thank you for joining the NMPTEC Health team this morning as we embark on the construction of a long-needed facility for our NMPTEC elders, our very own assisted living facility. My name is Kim Hartwig, and I'm the medical director of NMPTEC Health. I'm an enrolled member of the Perce tribe. I'm the daughter of the late Cheryl and Dave Cunningham, Hank Left Hand. My maternal grandparents are Gloria Jane and Chicky Harrison and Rayfield Johnny. My paternal grandparents are Fred and Marion Cunningham and Frank and Alberta Holly. While working on my undergraduate degree at Loyola Marymount University, I was employed one summer at a bank. As a teller, this Homolitz Atwai, a cute elderly woman, approached my counter and asked me to check her balance. I proceeded around the counter, and as I got close to where she was standing, she looked at me, and I shoved her, and she fell to the ground. I then informed her that her balance was terrible, and she should seek medical care. Thanks for laughing. It is for our Homolitz Atwai and men like my grandpa Norman Spalding who we have in mind with the construction of our assisted living facility. Our elders are greatly valued because without them we would not have the possibility of this and many other projects that we have planned or have completed for our people. We will construct this facility to be able to honor and care for our elders who have a desire to remain in our community. Our community is special, although not without challenges, as is with any community. However, our goal at NMPTEC Health and the Perce tribe is to meet the needs voiced by our elders over several years. Many of the elders that started this evaluation and project are no longer with us, but their spirit is still strong within us, and as we continue to fulfill their goal, as it has become our goal, all of us who are gathered here today and those who could not be with us will proceed. I have the honor of requesting a blessing as we open the ceremony today so that we do it in a good way. Let me introduce Dr. Mary Jane Miles, who is the chaplain for the Perce Tribal Executive Committee. Mary Jane is a fellow Wildcat who received her education from Basone College, LCSC, Fuller Theological Seminary, and Pittsburgh Theological Seminary. Dr. Mary Jane has supported our grant writer to seek funding in in-home services, respite care, hospice, and the assisted living facility. Dr. Miles, can you please grace us with the blessing?
Let us give thanks.
Creator God, we come to your throne of grace with thanksgiving in our hearts for this day, for bringing to fruition the petitions for this assisted living center that has been taken up to you by the respected elders. As our doctor has said, that many are gone on to their reward, but they knew that this day would come. We bless your holy name, and we wonder at your majesty in all that you have created. We marvel at all the gifts you have given all of your creation, and especially the desire to take care of each other. We ask that you go before all of us that make further decisions in regards to this facility, that it will meet the needs of our people. We know that to be in need of health care has oftentimes taken its toll on the seniors simply because they are removed from their familiar surroundings. May this facility give that much needed and familiar feel of remaining at home as they deal with and recuperate from age-related health issues. We ask a special blessing upon the ground that it will go on, and all the efforts that have been put into place to allow for this special occasion of groundbreaking. And we ask that you bless the work that has been done and will be done to make this center a reality. And we say all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Miles. Let me please share some information about what an assisted living facility is and is not. An assisted living facility at an ALF, the staff will assist with activities with activities of daily living. They'll provide non-medical care, provide some assistance with ambulation. Residents who are in the facility must be able to ambulate or walk. The ALF will provide meal and nutrition guidance, activities and social opportunities. Services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy will not be available at an ALF. We will strive to create a family-like environment to help avoid loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. Residents will be encouraged to help with cleaning, laundry, kitchen duties, and gardening if possible. We'll provide many more details throughout the process of the opening of our doors, but just want to be mindful of the expectations of what this facility will offer our community. Who knows what an artery is? What's an artery? Julia says part of the nerves. No, it's a study of fine art. Please help me welcome the steadfast leadership that has supported us in this endeavor over the years. Our Nez Perce Tribal Executive Committee Chairman, Samuel Penney, who is currently serving his third year's term on the Nez Perce Tribal Executive Committee, 14 years as chairman and 4 years as vice chairman. Chairman Penney has served on several boards and commissions of different organizations, including the executive board of the Affiliated Tribes of Northwest Indians, the Northwest Region Delegate to the National Indian Gaming Association Board of Directors, and the Idaho representative to the Environmental Protection Agency Region 10 Tribal Operations Committee. Chairman Penney has always advocated to protect the Nez Perce Tribe's treaty rights and natural resources on issues including air quality, water quality, land exchanges, and megaloads because land, water, and air are critical to the Nez Perce way of life. For some of his work, the University of Idaho conferred an honorary doctorate of administrative science to Chairman Penney for helping improve tribal-local relationships. At this time, Chairman Penney will share some remarks regarding the assisted living facility. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you, Kim. If I can get up here where it's nice and warm. It's a little chilly down there. So I'd also like to welcome all of you on behalf of the Nez Perce Tribe and Nez Perce Tribe Executive Committee. So we do have, before I get started, I'd like to introduce some of our members who are present here today. We have here in the front, Liz Atto Arthur, Quincy Elwood, Mary Jane Miles, Tony Garcia, Rachel Edwards hiding, and then former NMPTEC member Julie Davis and McCoy Oatman served on the executive committee. And I don't know if there's anyone else, but so as Dr. Hartwig stated, you know, this is a long-awaited event, and we're glad we can be here today to have the groundbreaking here today. So when Kim was talking a little bit earlier about, you know, what is an assisted living center, I always try to look up things, you know, just for myself, just so I have a better idea of what they are. But I came across some too, but I think Kim outlined, you know, what the center will actually do. But I just want to share with you the ones that I came across when I was kind of reviewing what these type of buildings do for the elderly and those who need care. So I read several articles, and you know, they're entitled, "What is an assisted living center?" And these are just different definitions. It may not directly apply to ours, but I think it'll give you an idea of what these facilities do. So assisted living residence is a residence for people who require some help of their normal routines of daily living, as well as access to medical care when needed. It's designed for people who want to some degree of independence and access to help as needed. Assisted living setting is like a personal residence compared to a nursing home, hospital-like setting. Assisted living is for people who need help with daily care, but not as much as the nursing home provides. Assisted living residents usually live in their own apartments or rooms and share common areas with others. And then back in 2019, there was a report that was done, I think commissioned by NMPTEC Health. It is entitled "A Report of the NMPTEC Health Residential Assisted Living Project, Estimating Elder Care Needs and Utilization of a Nez Perce Residential Assisted Living Facility," and that was prepared by WIT2 plus Lizard Rock Designs. But within that document, as I was looking at it this morning, it gives a definition that the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare uses, and their definition is of a residential care or assisted living facility or residence, however named, operated on either a profit or nonprofit basis for the purpose of providing necessary supervision, personal assistance, meals, and lodging of 3 or more adults not related to the owner. So when I read that part, I think that most likely has to do with, you know, the billing process for some of these facilities, however the care will be paid for. But this building, you know, as we stated, long awaited. As I was looking at the pictures of the elders during that gathering, as mentioned by Kim and others, and in the prayer, you know, many of them are no longer here with us in this life, but we know that, you know, they were a big part of what we're doing today, and a big part of what will be provided for those that need this type of care in the future. The other thing I'd like to mention, when I read the report, it also talked about, you know, in the future expanding to Kamiah or Fino areas. So we hope someday we'll have another groundbreaking in those areas as well. So on behalf of the Nez Perce Tribe and NMPTEC, I just want to thank all of you for being here today, and for all of our special guests. Katsiaya, thank you. Oh, And thanks to NMPTEC Health for all that they've did. Almost forgot the main one. Thanks to NMPTEC Health for all they did in putting this together. It was a lot of work, and we're here today, and in the next, I'm not sure what the construction timeline is, but hopefully be back here for a grand opening. Thank you.
I was informed that we're trying to get quality pictures, so if we can fill the seats here under the tent, that would be helpful. It's not a joke. Sit down. Please. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the privilege of having Rudy Soto, the U.S. Department of Agriculture State Director of Idaho. He was born and raised in Nampa, Idaho. Rudy is a member of the Shoshone-Bannock tribes of Fort Hall Reservation. We won't hold that against him. And the son of a farm worker. He's a proud veteran of the United States Army National Guard. Rudy's professional experience includes working in the fields of economic development, public health, conservation, and child welfare. He previously served as a legislative staff for the U.S. House of Representatives and covered energy, environment, agriculture, education, transportation, and tribal issues as part of his portfolio. Rudy received his bachelor's degree from Portland State University. Most recently, Soto worked for Western Leaders Network, a nonpartisan nonprofit organization of local and tribal elected officials across the interior West, focused on protecting public lands, water, and air. Sound familiar? Rudy's recent run for Idaho's 1st Congressional District allowed him to learn firsthand about distinct challenges people face in each region of the state. His campaign RV tour took him to every county throughout western and northern Idaho, and he's looking for another residence up here, I understand, where he held town halls and meet and greets to discuss solutions to longstanding rural issues. He is passionate about serving rural communities such as ours, like the ones that he comes from in Idaho, and ensuring people from all walks of life have access to affordable housing, broadband, and pathways out of poverty. Please help me welcome Mr. Rudy Soto.
Good morning. It's great to be here with you all. It's such a privilege and pleasure. Thank you, Chairman Penney, NMPTEC Council. It's good to be back. Was here just recently for the NMPTEC Community Development Fund Nation Building Conference. That was deeply inspiring. You mentioned the RV tour. I remember coming out here and meeting with the representation, leadership, the NMPTEC Council that supported me, helped put me in the position that I'm in. And so for us to be here to mark this special occasion with you is a privilege of a lifetime. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is also known as the People's Department, and many people, aren't always aware that we can do so much more than just support farmers and ranchers. We support small businesses, tribal members, tribal governments, tribal enterprises, you name it. I should also acknowledge my colleagues that are here with me, our North Idaho Area Director, Howard Lunderstadt. If you will, please stand. Get his card, make sure. I don't know if you brought enough, but yeah, Howard's the guy. And Angelina Rios, our public affairs director, specialist, our public affairs specialist. She comes to us from the Forest Service. She's joined us just a matter of months ago, and has worked with tribes. I think even yours and my tribe and Umatilla and others for the Forest Service. She's moved around and worked on forest fire related issues, prevention, safety. So we have really good people with us. And when I learned of this emergency rural healthcare grant that helped support, the funding that was necessary for this with $1 million, I was lit up. My tribe received some funding in the area that I come from. It was mentioned, the son of a farm worker. It's called Terry Riley Community Health Centers. For our community, our families, our relatives that struggle with a lack of adequate health care. Often what motivated me when I ran for Congress was my dad had been laid off, didn't have health insurance, was really struggling with issues that we weren't able to catch because he didn't have quality health care, so they weren't able to screen that he had cancer. So by the time that I found out what was wrong, they said he had 6 months to live, and it ended up being less than 3. I also had lost my sister just a couple years ago while I was a candidate. Actually struggled with spina bifida. I had 2 siblings with disabilities, lots of challenges that are not uncommon in our families, in our community, behavioral health, you name it. And so for me, the part of the reason why I worked in the healthcare field was just because of those challenges of loved ones. And so I know how much it means to have a place like this. I wish we had a place with culturally competent care, like a urban Indian health center like so many other states have. Hopefully in the future that's something we could have for tribal members that do not reside on reservations. So this is a beacon of hope. It's going to provide a lot of dignity, better quality of life care. So this is huge. And so the joke about me finding another residence was up here is because we're working on a tribal housing summit with some of your leaders here. So we'll be back up here. We're just really inspired by a lot of the great things that you're doing here and want to build on it, want to support it. I'll be back even next week for the Clearwater Economic Development Association conference, and we just really want to lean in and support all the good thing that you all, your tribal leadership, your tribal employees, your community is doing with the solar energy. Just everything that you all have going on here is very inspiring, and it is not even just like in the state, but in the country. Not even just for tribes, but for rural communities. And I know it may not always feel like that, because you're here, but just coming in and visiting and having visited a lot of other states and tribes and communities of my own, all the things that you all have going on here are something to be deeply proud of. And so grateful to be here to join you. So thank you for allowing us to celebrate with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy. Let me now introduce the Nimipu Health employee who has spearheaded the assisted living facility since its inception. Leslie Smith graduated with her BSN from Idaho State University in 1998. She worked in home health for many years before getting a position at the Fort Hall Clinic on the Shoshone-Bannock Reservation. Leslie was hired at Nimipu Health in 2001 and has held many positions during her time here. Leslie has never given up on the goal of building an assisted living facility in our own community, and this is fulfilling a long-standing dream. Please help me welcome Leslie to share with us the journey to assisted living.
Hi, everybody. I graduated in 1989. I'm older than that. So I'm just kind of going to give you a timeline of our journey to the assisted living. In 2008, Nimipu Health received the Indian Health Service Elder Care Initiative Long-Term Care Grant. And the purpose of this grant was to assess and gather data for planning of sustainable long-term care services to be available to elderly among the Nez Perce tribe. The approach and vision for our project was to identify all relevant information regarding elder issues, determine actual, current, and future elder needs, determine available resources both internally and externally, including services provided, funding, land, and facilities. It was a great grant, and we had so much participation from elders in our community. We assembled what we called 6 elder speak out dinners. And we held one dinner in 2010 and one dinner in 2011 in each of our communities, Lapwai, Orofino, and Kamiai. We had 101 people attend the dinners in Lapwai, 88 people attend the dinners in Orofino, and 61 people attend the dinners in Kamiai. And that is a lot of people to come out and participate in any type of function. And this forum allowed elders to ask questions, make comments, and for us to update them on our progress. And the pictures over there are from our elder speak out dinners. And like Dr. Hartwig said, a lot of the people that are in those pictures are no longer with us, but I know they'd be happy that we're here right now. We attended health fairs, community, and elder-related events to conduct interviews and create awareness of our program. We collected information from other tribes in the Northwest and visited in person with elder representatives of the Yakima Nation, Confederated Tribes of the Warm Springs, and Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla about long-term care services that are available to them and what they provide. We held our own senior long-term care resource conference with 121 elders in attendance. We presented information on Medicare, Medicaid, Veterans Benefits, Social Security, Area Agency on Aging, and our grant information. Leo Litsky, an administrator with the Archie Hendricks Senior Skilled Nursing Facility and Tohono O'odham's Hospice, spoke with our conference attendees about elements of success in development and design and construction of assisted living facilities and what the difference between assisted living and nursing homes were. And then our small staff, myself and Andy Albert, who's an employee here at Nimipu Health, we conducted 248 in-depth interviews with elders 55 and over. And we still have recordings of all those interviews. And I took all the CDs and the final product and gave it to Cultural Resources. So if anybody ever wanted to listen to those, they didn't just talk about long-term care, they talked about their lives. So all that is recorded down for people to remember. The grant data analysis showed that people were aware of the need to plan for long-term care. It showed most people wanted to be taken care of at home. But if that was not possible, they wanted to be taken care of in a facility on the reservation. We proposed that a determination be done of the financial viability of a 10 to 12 bed assisted living facility. This information was presented to NPTEC following the conclusion of the grant in 2012. On August 31st, 2017, Nimipu Health managers added assisted living facility to their strategic plan, and on September 12th, 2017, the strategic plan was approved by the Nimipu Health Board. And I have to say that Julia Davis-Wheeler was very instrumental in that. Sorry. Sorry. On June 13th, 2019, contact was made with Leo Litsky again and Tom McQuinlan Lizard Rock Designs to perform a feasibility study. This included 2 site visits, analysis of existing needs assessment, and review related to research. 2 planning meetings were held, one with the Nez Perce tribal employees who work with elders on 8/16/2019 and one with Nez Perce Tribal Elders on 8/19/2019. Elders facility planning meetings were held with NPTEC on 7/12/2019, 7/25, and 8/19. There was one more meeting with Levalitsky and Thomas McQuinlan. Q. On 9/24, an executive summary was prepared for Fall General Council, which was presented on 9/27/2019. Conference calls 10/8 and 10/29 were held with Nimipu Health ED Roberta Bisbee and Medical Director Dr. Hartwig. We received a final report including schematic designs, exterior evaluations, and floor plans 11/11/2019. And based on the assessment conducted, which included data review, interviews, elder surveys, a facility of 4 to 16 beds is recommended. There were several more emails from Chantel Green at NPTEC in coordination with Nimipu Health Executive Director Roberta Bisbee late 2019. And unfortunately, in February 2020, we were confronted with the COVID-19 pandemic, slowing some of our momentum. But planning continued concerning funding resources, land, building, design, and here we are today at the groundbreaking. Over these years, many elders have participated in this process, some hoping that they would be able to live in the assisted living facility on the reservation. Some of them are now gone who were champions of this process, and they would be happy to know that it has happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. As you can see how important this facility has been and how long she's worked to get it to come to fruition, we're very excited. As Leslie mentioned, the feasibility study was conducted, and the plan is for us to begin construction after the Senior Day Center construction is complete. And Keniston Construction, which is a local construction company, will be providing our primary services. And the projected occupancy timeline is spring of 2025. There is a pre-construction meeting that's occurring on Monday that will provide some more details about that, but that's the anticipated date at this time. Let me move on to Steve Axtell, who is a Nez Perce tribal member who will honor us with the beauty of his voice and song as we celebrate this joyful event. Steve is an active member of the Longhouse and Lapway and feels it's very important to preserve our Nez Perce culture. Please welcome Steve Axtell.
Thank you. Beck, I can see you here rather than if I stood on the stage. You guys would just see this path. So thank you all for being here on this beautiful morning. You know, of a plan that's been going to go forward here with assisted living. You know, because each and every one of us in here, you know, as you know, our people become older. You know, because I myself, you know, my wife, I took care of my father up until his last day, his last breath. I was right there beside him, and as well as my mother. And you know, we stayed with my dad until he passed at home. But my mother, she got Alzheimer's, and we had to put her into a place what's going to be built here. But that was in Lewiston, and it's good that it's going to be here, you know, here in our own community. here, people, family can be close, as well as, the other ones that are proposed. It's very important that we have this here with our Namipu people. And it'll go forward, prayers will be set out from here, that the construction, goes well, no loopholes, and they don't dig no bones up out there or anything. And, we all know how that goes. But so I'll offer this song, and we'll give him the light that shines from the Creator will come down, and we'll bless this land. This land will be, be all in our hearts and our prayers from here on out. That this will go forward for a very important thing that what's been planned. And we'll have a place, for all of our people. As much as like the prayers were said by the other people here, there'll be songs I sing will be sung there as well. Prayers from the Bible, the book, will be said there as well. Because there's only one God, and there's only one Creator, and we all go to the same place. We all look to the same way. Us, the Namipu people, we have the word Hanyawat. We all say that. So that's the way we look. So I'll offer this song and ring the bell, and we can turn, and then we'll go forward from there. But I guess while I'm singing, I believe it's right out this way, right? Or this way. Let's all stand, and then we'll face that way. And if any other singers want to come up here and join me here, you're welcome to come up as well. Kachiya naman yawan. Tots ni kihanik palam sekina nuna kimewi. Na kachiya kilahain. Hanya wala nas wala kri oiklo nuna matis pa. Ki assisted living. Ask the Creator to watch over this for this land of this assisted living facility for our people, the Namipu people, our elders, tribal people. Thankful to Namipu Health. All of those put their minds together and worked for this. So keep this big belief going, this faith going, and we'll see it. I don't envision it now to go forward from here. So I think the opportunity to be able to do this on behalf of all of our elders. We all come from elders that mean a lot. So I'll ring this and we'll turn after this. Yo.
Why didn't anybody tell me they couldn't see me back there? I'm going to stand down here in the sun. Sorry. Steve. Thank you again for your presence at this momentous occasion, the groundbreaking of our very own assisted living facility. Allow me to ask for closing remarks from our remarkable leader and executive director, Roberta Jose-Bisbee. Roberta earned her Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration at Western Montana State University. Roberta has been the executive director of Namipu Health for 3 years, and she has served 1 year in an interim capacity. Roberta has previously served on the Nez Perce Tribal Executive Committee as the Assistant Secretary Treasurer for 3 years and the Health and Human Resource Subcommittee Chairman. Roberta was the first at-large member of the Health and Human Services Secretary Sebelius Tribal Advisory Committee, known in the IHS realm as STAC. She served all 3 years as one of 5 positions of the at-large appointments. Roberta is currently appointed to the Indian Health Service Director's Purchase Referred Care Work Group, which evaluates the PRC formula. Roberta is actively participating in the Northwest Area Indian Health Board, and she provides representation to the Tribal Health Director team. She also commits time as a board member to the Tri-State Memorial Hospital Foundation Board, which is a local hospital in our region. She is married to an enrolled Nez Perce, and they have 4 enrolled Nez Perce children and are active citizens in local and surrounding Nez Perce communities. She has a passion to help her Nez Perce people with growth and prosperity. Roberta brings 15-plus year work experiences and job skills to help our tribe succeed and administer approved policies consistently with the highest level of integrity. Under her leadership, this goal to build and operate our own ALF has come to fruition. Please welcome our tremendously talented leader to our Namipu Health team, Roberta Jose-Bisbee.
I'm going to stay down here because it is cold, very cold down there. Thank you, Dr. Hartwig. And thank you, Steve, for the song and the blessing. As Dr. Hartwig stated, my name is Roberta Jose-Bisbee. I'm an enrolled Nez Perce tribal member. I'm the daughter of Fred Jose and Jennifer Ramsey. My paternal grandparents are Roberta Moffett and Fred Jose. My maternal grandparents are Josephine Paul Ramsey, Aaron Ramsey. My Indian name is Hiyomlasentmai. I have 3 living daughters. 2 of 3 are here, Micah Bisbee and Madden Bisbee. And I have a youngest, Memphis Bisbee. And I have a late son, Michael Bisbee III, who died in 2013. I'm honored to serve as the executive director for Nimipu Health. Being raised here on the Nez Perce Reservation is an honor. It has taught me great lessons in life. One for sure is definitely to be tough. I was raised by my grandma. I remember her mentioning the need for more space for our elders with safe environments and watching her help raise me. I remember wanting her to have a safe place herself as she got older and not have the responsibility of raising more grandchildren. Having a place for her to be comfortable, to be with her peers, to mingle and hearing them talk in the language and the old language, and we would have a clue what they were saying. Listening her talk to her friends, whether that be Dorothy Jackson, whether that be Alta Guzman, whether that be Sarah Lawyer, or whether it be Grandma Bessie Scott. I used to love listening to them talk, and I always wish I knew what they were saying. I would travel with my grandmother to the nursing homes. Even myself, I was a candy stripe helper. I would help during Christmas and pass out presents. I would help during Thanksgiving. I would go and play games with the elders that were there in the nursing home. I remember playing games with Alvin Kane and Duke Kane and others. Some that didn't have the ability to speak, but I was able to play games with them. And I always remember being a little girl with happy, sad faces, and I'd ask questions to them and they would hold them up as a candy striper. I'm very appreciative of this project coming to light. The time since I've been here in this position as executive director started in 2019. The initial discussion, and then we had COVID. We were feeling the momentum, and from 2010 to 2013, when I served on tribal council, I remember this still being a discussion, and it still being something that's needed for our elders. And I'm glad that we're all here today. And I would like to say thank you to everyone for being here today, especially with the USDA grant that we received for the $1 million. I think Rudy and his staff, we navigated the $1 million by having a wing specifically for isolation if needed. So when we faced the pandemic, it was very difficult when we had elderly patients or patients with COVID, and knowing that it was either a patient that needed treatment or a patient that needed COVID treatment, and we didn't have a place to put them because the hospitals were so full. The hospitals were full and we couldn't find rooms and beds, and some of our patients were shipped to southern Idaho, some were shipped to Montana, some were shipped to, Washington hospitals. And the beds were so full, we couldn't find a location for our own tribal members, and they were going farther and farther away from us and our own patients. So part of this process within this assisted living facility, we added a wing or a small 2-room isolation area. And the isolation area would be if we're faced with those type of situations. If we're faced with that type of situation again, to have an isolation, or have to have the different air filter system, or have to have family with their loved ones as, they're making their final journey. So that's the way that we were able to fit in to this building of the assisted living facility, is by having that chamber area. So I appreciate the opportunity of receiving that and that $1 million, because it helped us at least start this process and kick it off to where we're at today. I would like to thank everyone for being here today and want to say thank you to all that have participated on this project. All past members, all past NPTEC members, all past elders, all that you can see all in the photos and the pictures here on the display board. It would be good to have, when we do the ribbon cutting and having that ceremony of celebration, to have those pictures and to have those stories that were shared by Cultural Resources on a video, and to be able to share that, because that is our family and that's our loved ones that have passed on. Everyone involved deserves the appreciation, and those that are here today, I appreciate you attending this very important process and blessing. Our elders deserve the opportunity to live in an assisted living facility for their own mental health, their emotional health, and their physical health. They have always been caretakers of their own families and now have the option to live independently and be on their own schedule. They deserve this. They deserve to have that independence. They deserve to have that freedom of living after they lived and provided and took care of all of our families. And so it's very important for them to have that safe space. With that, I thank you again for your presence, and I look forward to another event when we officially open the doors. I most importantly would like to say thank you to the Nez Perce Tribe Executive Direction Department, Catherine and Natani and Jesse, with all of their staff, with facilities crew. This wouldn't have happened without them. They actually set up they set up the tents and the chairs and the tables. I would also like to thank the Nez Perce Tribal Executive Officer, Nikolai Green, and his staff, Chantel and Jesse Rose, as well as their staff, because they helped set up and they helped provide a lot of the presentation and order the refreshments. I would also like to thank, of course, our NMPTEC Health Facilities staff, Jim Stitt and his crew, and our communication representative, Kara Wilson. I would like to thank her, and especially all of our employees at NMPTEC Health. And one active role with all this coming to where we are today is Leslie Smith. When we had the initial design, this was a topic of discussion at our managers meeting. I said, Jesse changed a few things just because it's a cost savings, because Jesse's, our architect and he's a tribal member. And Leslie was just adamant and upset. They cannot change the design. This design came from 248 interviews. This is the way that they wanted it. This is the purpose. This is the how come. And after 15 years calculating of this in progress and 248 interviews of elders wanting to age in place and stay home, I had to follow up with Jesse, and he said I did not change anything specific. It was just the building kind, but everything that the needs are is still within the design. So we are okay. And I would also definitely like to thank the food and beverage department with the enterprises. They provided a lot of the refreshments as well. And I just appreciate everyone being here today. And I look forward to this groundbreaking with all your pretty faces doing the shovel and the dirt. And I just would like to say Makis Katsiayo, Yoklo. Catherine.
All right, we're trying to figure out which dirt we're going to move. I'm honest, I don't keep secrets very well.
I think except for the shadowing, but I'm wondering if those two excavators would make a great background for us as opposed to yeah, right?
Are we walking all the way over there?
No, no, no.
Better have refreshments first.
Okay, we're walking over there.
All right, we're walking over to the excavators. Those are backhoe. Are they backhoe? We're, okay. Yeah. So we'll have all available NPTEC leadership, the USDA representatives, Leslie, Julia, Mary. Yeah, can we make our way over to the excavators, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Grab a hard hat and a shovel first. I'm getting directions late.
I think it's in the shovel. Okay.
Oh, 11, Mary Jane.
12. That's 12, right?
Okay, so we can do that this afternoon. I do have one for we still have 3 more.
Let's practice. I don't know about that.
Practice shot, Howard.
Carry come out of the outhouse back there.
Hey, Mimi Puhel.
Yeah, I think if we could have everybody over here, please. Who's in charge of the groundbreaking? Come on, shovels and hard hats over here, please. Looking out this direction. Right here, stand on this dirt, right here, right on this dirt. Come on in. Okay. Roberta wants to be behind the dirt. Take a few steps behind the dirt. Put your shovel in the dirt. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Dr. Hartwig, let's go. Oh, she's
You gotta love a woman that walks in a field with white heels.
Find your way.
Yes, a little bit.
Laying on the ground.
Sorry.
Are you recording?
Guys ready for the photo op?
I gotta put my hat on.
Where are our photographers? Photographers, you ready? You guys look great. And you're all happy to be here, right? Yeah. Okay.
All right, I got him.
Nice. Nice. All right. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
I got like 30 pictures.
Keep looking at the camera. It's find the camera to look at. They'll find you.
I got him.
And some panoramas here. Nice. Okay. Has everybody got their photos?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Everybody grab a scoop of dirt. You ready? On 3, we're going to give it a little toss. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
One more time. Are you serious? I want a video.
Okay.
Video. I got the
All right.
photo. I want the
Everybody
video.
grab a scoop of dirt again, please. Okay, are we ready with the videographer? You ready?
Ready.
Okay, go 1, 2, toss.
Thank you. You got video. See, you're smart. You got video and
Here you go, gang. I'll take the shovel. Here.